Alright, in today's episode, we're talking about working from home and applying for remote work jobs. Now, why remote work jobs? Why apply for remote work jobs? Why are we talking about applying for remote work jobs when this series is on working from home? Well, this one is not so much per se about building a small business around working remotely. Though you could per se do something like that depending on the remote work you're doing. However, this series is about making money from home, whether it's online or offline, and this is one of those opportunities that doesn't require you to be a small business of your own or just a freelancer. This will actually be a career or a regular job compared to being in an actual physical place doing that job. So, for instance, we could say instead of you working for hypothetically Best Buy in the store as a sales rep, you could be a Best Buy tech support member online or a Best Buy customer support rep that does phone or any number of other things. You could be a medical coder for a doctor's office if they have a position open for remote work. You could be a virtual assistant. You could be any number of different things in a remote position. There are a lot of companies that still have remote work today. And I mean a lot. You know, everything happened a few years ago with the lockdowns and shutdowns and everybody being stuck at home, and we were all forced in a very short time to do everything pretty much online. And then as the lockdowns got lifted, people started going back, and in some cases, some companies realized that, you know what, we can do a split, half in the office, half out of the office, and it cut down on a lot of their expenses because then they didn't have as much going on at that one particular place, or they're not paying as much because, you know, the people aren't there. That's a lot of less electricity and things like that. You know, it's not like being a remote worker is going to make you your hourly wage plus extra for your utilities and stuff like that. No, that's not how remote works. Remote work is just like having any other 9 to 5 job or whatever you want to call it, a full-time or a part-time standard job, and you make that hourly wage or commission or whatever it is depending on that company, just like you would in a regular 9 to 5 job that you would go and stand at or sit at all day long. It's not, remote work is not set up in a way to where they're going to go, okay, we're going to pay you $10 an hour, and then we're going to add on another $5 an hour for your electric and your heat and your utilities because while you're at home. That's not how it works. You're going to get whatever it is, an hourly rate or whatever their salary or commission setup is. But this at least gives you the opportunity to find a job in the field that you want. Whether you want to be somebody who works for telemarketing or call center, customer service, tech support, you could be an influencer, a public relations person, data entry. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do remote. And you can find opportunities like that on LinkedIn or Indeed or Monster or any of the other number of countless job search and recruiting sites. And you could be able to find an opportunity through there to where you can find a company that does have the capability of having the accessibility features already into their equipment, or possibly willing to work with you to add accessibility features if they don't already have it, and be able to have a regular 9-to-5 job if that's what you want, and work from home, compared to having to worry about living out in the boonies in the country somewhere and having to travel a half an hour or an hour or more to get to your closest town to work in some building for anywhere between 8 and 12 hours a day, to have to struggle to get back home out in the middle of the country somewhere, or not having the ability to have transportation from the country into town to be able to have a job like that. Because I know there are a few people within the community who have mentioned that in the past couple years about how you would like to do things, but there's not transportation in your area for people in our situation to be able to get into town like that. And I totally understand where you're coming from, and I know how you feel, because I was in the same situation up until a couple years ago when the pandemic happened. And as you can see, now I'm a little bit more in a busy area compared to where I used to be. But you can absolutely find a plethora of different remote jobs out there that somebody who is visually impaired or completely blind or disabled in some way can do. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, by all means, please feel free to comment down below and hit me up there, or you can join us on Facebook in the Consulting Crew group, or you can hit me up on any one of the social media channels. All of those links are down in the description below. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day or evening, depending on where you are in the world, and we'll see you in the next episode.